Previously.
Sweating and pain was kind of like moving, and it literally felt like it was migrating across my body. Being your own advocate is something that I highly advocate for, and if you can't be your advocate, get someone else to be your advocate.
Of the future and what's been, guess it's the way it goes, and I will never.
Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel, being Louisa. So today's video was split in half, so if you haven't watched the previous video, which is part 1 of Where Have I Been, go check that out in the cards there. And this video, as you can see from the previously beforehand, which I worked really hard on, by the way, and as you can see what's coming up, this is part 2 of Where Have I Been / my autoimmune disease journey. So I hope you guys enjoy. I know it's going to be a little bit intense to start off with because I am going to be talking about my mental health, but after that you will see how my life has gotten better since then. As you can tell, I'm filming, I've got makeup on, I'm smiling, so I have gotten better, so don't worry. So God has been working wonders in my life and I do feel so much better. But yeah, also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so you guys get alerted when I upload new videos. All right, enjoy the video guys, bye. So it was bad. Like there were times when I was like, what's going on? And I couldn't leave my house because like I just couldn't. So I ended up I'm like skipping everything because I just don't even want to talk about it, but let me just quickly get to this point. So I ended up buying a wheelchair with my own money, even though I'm not working, I have no income, but I needed to get out of the house because my mental health was suffering. And so I brought a wheelchair. My best friend and her boyfriend came over. They carried me down the stairs and they took me on walks because I needed time away from my mum, because my mum had become my full-time carer, and being in a house together where we're the only ones supporting each other, it's a lot. It is like a lot. Sorry, okay. I wrote this down last night and I cried writing it. So I don't even want to say it. I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. Okay, so it was about the end of December that I moved from my bedroom into my mum's bedroom because I kept on screaming in pain and like waking up in pain, and my mum would keep on running in, and I felt so bad like disturbing her sleep, so I just did it in her room instead. But that happened. Then I couldn't bathe myself. My mum had to start giving me baths. She had to dress me. Sometimes she had to feed me. There were days where I couldn't get up off the bed. I had no strength. I was tired because I wasn't sleeping properly. I literally had no muscle strength. Like there was like nothing to my muscles. Like even now, like there's nothing to my muscles. It's so hard trying to work my, like build my muscle back up. It was crazy. Like there was a day when my mum, even though her rib is still healing because when she broke it like in November, like she had to literally lift me out of bed to get me out. And sorry, I'm trying not to cry. I spent too long with this makeup to cry. Anyway, she, like when she lifted me up, I remember my neck, like my head rolling back because I had no strength to hold my own head up. And I know some people are going to say something like, you know, at least you had someone there that could help you, because someone has said that to me already when I was in the height of being very depressed. But I feel like I lost who I was, or at least a big part of who I am. Whenever I, you know, to describe myself, I pride myself in being independent. I also say that's probably why I'm going to be single for the rest of my life, because I'm so independent. I do not need anyone. Obviously this has made me reevaluate that sentence, but I'm such an independent person. I pride myself in it. I grew up with a role model who was independent, who didn't depend on anyone, even though there were so many odds against her. And I've had a job since I was 15. Like I've been hustling for so long, and like being independent is my thing. Like I love going out and like just going out by myself, like hence me going on a date with myself. Like I do that a lot because I like my own company, but also like I don't like to rely on people, and I've had to do that, and I really do feel like I lost a large part of who I am because of it, because of this disease. But yeah, and then sorry, I'm trying really hard not to cry. Okay, and another reason why I say that as well is I don't know how to describe it, like, but like I have my own set of like standards that I have for myself, and a part of like that is like preserving my dignity. And like obviously it can change, like obviously like the way someone perceives their dignity and like preserves their dignity can change throughout their lives. Everyone goes through different stages. I went through my stage of showing quite a bit of my skin because I chose to, but now I'm in the stage of my life where I don't want to show my body off to everyone. I feel like I have the right to like choose who I can show them to, but this disease took that away from me. Like I couldn't wash myself, so my mum had to wash me, and that is so hard, like relinquishing that control and being like vulnerable and naked in front of someone that you don't want to be. Like I know my mum birthed me, like she likes to mention, but she didn't birth the grown body version of me. She birthed a baby. Like I've changed so much since then. But yeah, anyway, so like I'm making a joke out of it because I feel like I'm gonna cry otherwise. But yeah, so I just really did feel like I lost part of my dignity as well, and that's something that I still to this day I'm not okay with. Since we're on the subject, I'm going to put out the warning now. This is going to be about my mental health and the stages that I was in. So I didn't realize how bad my depression was until a couple days ago. I've been on I've been on the medication for this disease now for about 2 weeks, 2 and a bit weeks, 3 weeks almost actually. And it's crazy to think that 4 or 5 weeks ago I was so bad, like so bad, in so much pain physically and mentally. Like it's just crazy to see the difference. I don't even know where to start. All I can say is that I haven't been, it's not even being like that depressed. Like my depression usually comes in the form of being like not motivated, like not even wanting to like do basic living things like go to the toilet, eat food. Like that's usually where my depression is rooted in. But this depression was more like when I first got diagnosed 9 or 10 years ago, well, when I first asked for help, I should say. Like I didn't see the point in living, to put it frankly. I just didn't see the point. I don't even know what else to say. Like that's just how I was. I was like, how can I be a midwife if I can't do these, I can't do paperwork, I can't even uncurl my hands. Like I've just got into all this debt to become a midwife and I can't uncurl my hands. I can't stand up for more than 5 minutes. I can't walk. I can't do anything. Sorry. I just didn't understand if this was God's plan for my life. Why was this happening now? And that's how I felt in the times. And I don't even know how it happened, but that's when I decided to go back to God. Like, not like saying like I'd like turn away from God, but like sometimes I go through phases where I just like life gets in the way and I just don't make God a priority. And like I decided in that moment, like in February, no, I'm making God a priority and I'm turning back to him, because I went crazy. Like I lost my, I did something that was so bad and I don't think I'll ever forgive myself for it. I don't care if my best friend has forgiven me for it. I will never forgive myself for it, because that's not who I am. That's not my, like, it was just so bad. But my mental health was so bad. And okay, I can't do it. I was just in a bad place and I needed help, but I didn't know it. And that is scary. My friends knew it, my mum knew it, but I didn't know it. And I always know when I need help. And it's scary to think I was that, like the world was that dark to me. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I'm going to cry and I really, really don't want to cry, and I still got to film another video. But it was bad, okay guys, like it was really bad. But yeah. So yeah, I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of the last 5 weeks. This is what's happened. So February 2nd, I was like, maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel. I went to my first rheumatologist consultant appointment and I basically just explained everything, and they did some tests. I cried because it hurt. I'm so grateful. Like, God was really looking out for me when he got me that appointment for the 2nd of February, and then also when I got the doctor I got, because he is so diligent. Like, he wants to know everything. Like, the thing that I was saying, like my skin at the beginning of the video, I was saying my skin was doing its own thing, which is why I'm wearing makeup. Like, he was like concerned about my face, like my skin. He made me go, he begged them, the dermatology department, to fit me in an appointment. My rheumatologist did. Like, it was crazy. So I went and had a chest x-ray. I got bloods taken. It was like 8 to 10 vials of blood that they took, by the way. Crazy. And then I also went and saw a dermatologist registrar who was really nice. And like, that was like, so much happened that day, but I didn't get any answers. And then 2 weeks later, I go back in, because he called me like the Friday or like the Monday, I think, and I went back on the Tuesday. So on the 16th of February, that's when I got my diagnosis. I was shocked. I still am shocked. I don't know how I feel completely, I guess, which is why I'm not going to tell you what my diagnosis is, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I haven't really done that much research on it. I've done a bit, but I haven't done that much, so I don't really want to say the wrong thing. I don't know, maybe one day I will talk about it. Like, I talk about my mental health and my dyslexia so freely because I've had them for so many years, but this is so new that I just don't know how I feel about it. It's like, it's just another thing added to the list of things that I have going on in my body, basically. But yeah, all the tests were kind of positive for this thing. It is an autoimmune disease. So it's something that's kind of like naturally occurred within me, not something that I caught, which would be very hard to catch something, but anyway, we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, so it's something that has naturally occurred within me. My immune system is attacking healthy tissue, and that's basically as far as I'm willing to go with that. But I did get started on steroids, and then also the main medication that I need to take for like the rest of my life. And I feel amazing. Like, even my consultant, when I saw him, he was like, oh my gosh, you're doing so much better. So basically on the 2nd of February, I was barely able to move, went in a wheelchair. I apparently was really groggy. I was very kind of slow. Like, I was bad. I just didn't even notice it. I went to see him again on the 16th of February when he told me my diagnosis, and he was like, you are moving better. I was still in a wheelchair, but he was like, you're moving so much better, so that's really good. I want to challenge you to not be in a wheelchair the next time you come to see me. So I took that challenge on. But yeah, and he was like, you seem so much better, because I'd actually stopped taking the tramadol and I was still taking the diclofenac. I stopped taking the tramadol and paracetamol by the time I went to see him the second time around, so 2 weeks after. So on the 16th, I wasn't taking any pain medication because my stomach was my stomach was just not handling it. It was painful. And then when I went to see him the other day, I actually went without a wheelchair, and he was impressed and I was impressed, and he was just like, I'm so happy. Like, we are obviously on the right medication amount right now, but we have lowered my steroids, which is going to be interesting. Hopefully my body will still be okay and it won't revert back to how it was, but we are lowering the steroid amount first, and then we'll be lowering my main medication amount as well. But yeah, so right now I have a diagnosis because every single test basically has confirmed it. I learned some stuff out about if I want to have kids, and then yeah, I'm getting better. I'm doing a video. I didn't even think about YouTube for like 2 months. So yeah, we are on the way to getting better, and I could not be more grateful. Like, God is so good, guys. Like, so good. Like, I was going through the worst time of my life, and I was still saying like, God is good. Like, it's crazy. And something that I also want to put out there is I got a diary, and I like went to write like a quote, and I was listening to Hamilton the musical, because I love Hamilton the musical. Ever since it came out on Disney Plus, I've been loving it, and I want to see it in theaters. But yeah, and I love the original cast. But yeah, so I was listening to Hamilton, and I was listening to one of my favorite songs, Wait for It, and he says, and I realized in that moment, like, this is how I've got to take life right now. Aaron Burr, or Leslie Odom Jr., sings, and he says, and if there's a reason I'm still alive and so many have died, then I'm willing to wait for it. And I took that on, and I'm taking that on so much right now, because 2020 I personally, like close to me, I lost so many people, but then also so many people lost their lives in 2020. And I just feel like I am still alive. Like I may be going through the worst pain and my mental health may be in the toilet, but I'm still alive. Like I'm still here. Like there must be a reason for that. And I'm just going to bide my time, not bide my time, but I'm just gonna wait patiently, but not just like sit here doing nothing. I'm gonna continue to try and better myself and thrive so that when my time has come, I will be ready. And that's kind of like where I'm going with that right now. So what I have been doing for about the last 3 weeks is slowly trying to write, which is very hard to do right now because I'm like, like I'm even trying to like learn how to write with my left hand again because these fingers will swell so quickly. It's very, very hard to write. So I'm reteaching myself how to write. And then also I'm like reading more. I just last night tried typing, which was the first time I've typed in months. And then once I kind of I'm okay writing notes and stuff, I'm going to try and then go back over some midwifery revision because I feel like I've forgotten everything because I haven't thought about it for months. And yeah, but anyway, that's where I've been, that's what's happened, what I've been up to. As you can tell, it's been a very stressful, intense time, but I am so grateful to be alive, to be honest with you. That's as simple as it is. I'm grateful to be alive, and I didn't feel that a month and a bit ago. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, dreamers, for your patience and still continuing to support me, and hopefully for your grace as well. And so yeah, I'm going to start back slowly onto YouTube, so about 2 videos a month, I think. If I can do more, I'll do more, but right now my aim is 2 videos a month, just to slowly get back into YouTube and start making some money because your girl is poor. But just look out for lots of midwifery videos, especially about my 3rd year, since I didn't really post about my 3rd year. So we're going to be talking about my 3rd year as a student midwife, and then we'll see what happens after that and where the channel's going to go. As always, dreamers, until next time, guys, keep on being you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below with any questions or suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe to get weekly updates. Bye, y'all.
How long has it been since I kissed you? I don't wanna wait.